Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another dating video nightmare. Yesterday's video was a Tinder nightmare date video, so if you haven't already seen it, go check that one out. That one is on my channel now. And this one is kind of along the same lines. This is going to be a plenty of fish worst date ever video. When I was filming yesterday's video, I did actually realise that I've actually got a lot of these stories, so I figured it would make sense to do a plenty of fish one, and we'll just take it in turns with all the random dating apps that I've ever used. I will add that I don't actually use any of them anymore, and a quick disclaimer as well, not to say that these dating apps are all rubbish. Okay, Plenty of Fish is pretty rubbish, but I'm not hating on Plenty of Fish or Tinder or Badoo or whatever the hell it is that you are using. If it works for you, it works for you. They don't work for me. I end up meeting freaks, and that's where these stories keep coming from. So this story probably goes back about 5 years, I want to say, and it was Plenty of Fish. So I'm sat on Plenty of Fish, and as everybody knows, your inbox will literally get filled with messages from weirdos. So I'm filtering through messages on Plenty of Fish, and just for the sake of this video, I'm going to change the guy's name to Matt. So I get a message from this guy called Matt, who is in the army, based in Germany, but lives in Manchester. I'm living in Manchester city centre at the time. And he is coming home for Christmas, I want to say. So we are chatting backwards and forwards for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, because at this point he's still in Germany, so obviously we're waiting for him to come back to England so we can go on a date. So he comes back to England and we arrange this date, and we're going to go to a bar in the Northern Quarter, which is like an area of Manchester with these really cute little bars, and they're all kind of like niche little bars. So we're going to the Northern Quarter. I'm literally living a 5-minute walk from the Northern Quarter at the time, and I know that he literally lived his mum lived just around the corner, so he was staying there while he was back from the army. So I'm getting ready to get into the Northern Quarter, and he's already in the bar. He's texting me, he's like, I'm already here, so when you're ready, I'll meet you outside. I know the Northern Quarter like the back of my hand, but on this certain day, I cannot find the bar I'm looking for. I am walking up and down in the piss down rain, looking for this bar that I cannot find. So I ring him and I'm like, look, I'm on the main road in the Northern Quarter. You need to come out and find me, because I literally have no idea where I am. So I'm on the phone to him and I'm like, I don't know where the bar is, I can't find it. You're gonna have to come outside and see if you can find me in the street, because that's the only thing I could think of. So we're chatting on the phone and he sounds a little bit wavy, like maybe he's had a few beers. I've probably had 1 beer while I was getting ready for this date anyway, because that's just what I do. So he does sound maybe a little bit tipsy on the phone. And then the next thing, I see far ahead of me down the street, this guy comes out of a bar on the phone and he's screaming my name at the top of his voice, and I am standing in the street mortified. So I'm like, okay, I can see you, I'll hang up now. And I put the phone down, put it in my pocket, and he continues shouting my name, and he's waving like a crazy person. I'm here, I'm here. The first thing that I noticed when I get up to the bar is the fact that he's about 2 foot shorter than he told me he was. He told me he was like nearly 6 foot, because I got this thing about height. I'm pretty small anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I do like a tall guy. This guy is shorter than me. So it's okay, I can get over it, it's a date, whatever, I'm already here. So he might be a lovely guy too. So we get inside and he is pretty pissed. He's really pissed. So I'm then feeling like I have to play catch up. So we're drinking beer and we're chatting, and he's a lovely, lovely guy. Bit out there. I think he may have been a bit of a pothead. He smoked weed and he talked about it a lot, so that wasn't really that impressive. So by this point I've had about 3 drinks and I'm starving, so I really need some food. So we agree that we're going to go across the street to this little, I want to say restaurant, it's more like a bar that serves food. So we go across to this place, it's really nice, not that many people in there, so it's kind of quiet, so we can actually hear the conversation. We get inside and order food, and I order a steak. I can't remember what he ordered. I ordered steak, which is like something that I always do. So steak, chips, and something else. And then I've pretty much halfway through my meal, and I'm like, I'm really down for a wee. By this point, I've probably had about 5 drinks, and I haven't been to the toilet. So I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to get up and go for a wee. I will literally be back in 2 seconds. So I take my phone with me, do the normal text my mate, and I'm like, oh, he's really nice, but he's really short. We're just getting food now. I'm a bit pissed. We're going to see how it goes. So I come out of the toilet. I've been in there probably for about 3 minutes at the most. Come back to the table, and I'm walking back, and I'm looking at the plates on the table, and I kid you not, half of my steak has gone. Half of my steak and about 1/3 of my chips. And I'm like, looking at the plate, and he's like, oh, I pinched a few chips. You just helped yourself to food from my plate when I was in the bathroom. Like, how weird is that? So I was like, okay. Then I looked at his plate. He's barely touched any of it. So he's literally just sat there while I've been in the toilet, helping himself to my food, which I think is kind of weird. Okay, whatever, I can get over that. So we continue, obviously, drinking. We finish our meal. It was lovely. Well, what I actually ate of it was lovely. And he starts getting a bit weird. The drunker he gets, the weirder he gets. So then he's talking about the fact that his mum got hit by a car and now she's only got one leg, and sometimes he has to push her down this massive hill in a wheelchair because it's the only way that they can get to the Aldi where they do their food shopping. And it was all really weird. And I'm like, I couldn't tell if he was joking or being serious. So I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. Like, gosh, I can't believe that happened to you. Then he's talking about when his dog got run over and it died and this man brought it to the house in a box. And I was just like, this isn't the kind of stuff that I normally talk about on a first date. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it was because he was nervous. Maybe it's because he was drunk. I genuinely don't know. So the day/night goes on and it just gets weirder and weirder. And by this point, I'm pretty drunk. It's probably about 7 or 8 o'clock. So then we decide that it's a good idea to do a bar crawl. So we start doing this bar crawl and we're literally hopping from bar to bar in the Northern Quarter. And then it gets to about 9 or 10 o'clock and he's like, I know, brilliant idea, let's go to the Chinese karaoke bar. I don't like singing, I don't sing in public, but by this point I was really drunk, so I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. Thinking, we'll get there, we'll stay for an hour and I will make an excuse and I will get the hell out of here. Because he kept trying to touch me and put his arms around me, and you know when you're just not feeling it and it was awkward and I just wanted to get away. So I was like, okay, we're gonna get there and that's when I'm gonna make my escape. So we are walking down the street to get to the Chinese karaoke bar, which is literally like a 10-minute walk away. And he's trying to hold my hand and I keep going, you know, to try and like shake him off, and then I've got my phone out and I'm sort of like walking along texting and anything to keep my hands busy so that he cannot touch my hand or try and put his arm around me. So we get to the Chinese karaoke bar and they have these, it's almost like a menu. So we get these books and you choose what songs you want to sing and you fill in this little piece of paper and you give it to the DJ. So he's writing all these songs down. We've got Steps, we've got Take That, we've got Eternal, bit of Gabrielle, and he didn't ask me any of the songs that I wanted to sing, by the way. He was just writing all these songs down. I think maybe he'd been listening to one of his mum's CDs in the car or something, and that's where he got this idea from. So anyway, so then we sit down and we continue drinking, and the next thing, he's ordering tequila, he's ordering JD, he's ordering glasses of wine, bottles of wine, sorry, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so drunk, I really need to get out of here. So I go to the bathroom again. So I'm in the toilet and I'm texting my mate and I'm like, this is a fucking nightmare. I need to get out of here. I don't know what to say. I think I was being too polite. I just needed to make an excuse and leave, but I felt like I physically couldn't do it. So I come back from the toilet and I go to the little booth that we've been sat in and he isn't frigging there. And I'm like, where is he? And I'm looking around. He's not on the stage singing, thank God. And I'm looking around and then I spot this table of girls. And there's about 3 or 4 girls, obviously. By this point, it's like 10 or 11 at night, so people are coming on a night out. I think it was a Friday or a Saturday. I'm sort of dressed smart casual in Ugg boots and a dress, but these girls are obviously dressed up for a night out, so they're, you know, really glammed up and everything. He's over there with these girls, clearly chatting them up, and I'm like... So I picked my drink up from the table, and I'm like, I'm not having this. Like, he's proper taking the piss. So I walked over, and I was like... What's going on? Matt, what's going on? And he was like, oh my God, you were ages in the toilet. What were you doing? Throwing up? And then he starts laughing and all these girls at this table start laughing and I'm like, fuck this. Fuck this. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll leave you to it. So I walked off back to the table. I was like, right, I'm getting out of here. I'm done. So I'm getting all my stuff together, picking up my handbag, and I literally walked straight past the table and I was like, right, I'll text you later. And he went, okay, yeah, no problem. What? No problem, I'll text you later. So I was fuming by this point, really drunk, really fuming. So I'm walking through Manchester, speed walking through the streets to try and get home as fast as I can, which is only like a 15-minute walk anyway, so it wasn't too bad. And I get to like this bridge, through the Northern Quarter to this bridge, sort of where my apartment building is on the left-hand side. And I hear that voice again. And he's running up the hill behind me, shouting my name, Siobhan, Siobhan, wait for me. And I turned around and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm walking you home. And I was like, I walked myself home. I'm a grown woman. You're just here. Like, I left you in that bar with those girls. It looked like you were having a good time, so I just thought I'd leave you to it. He was like, no, I wanted to come with you, And I was like, I bet he fucking did. He thinks now that he's coming back to my house for God knows what. I'm sorry, mate, it's not happening. So I was like, I don't need you to walk me. Oh no, it's all right, I'll just walk you through there and make sure you get in the gate and stuff okay. And I was like, nah. I'm like, no, you don't need to, it's fine. I was like, Kaylee, my flatmate, she's still up anyway, so like I've just texted her and that, she's gonna let me in. I had a key, I don't even know why I was saying that. So he is trying to think of all these excuses to get into my apartment. And I was just like, yeah, so I'm really tired, I'm just gonna go. And he was like, okay, well, I'll just walk you to the gate. So I was like, all right then. So we get to the gate and I'm pressing the code into the gate, thinking, please go away and leave me alone. So we type the thing into the gate and I go in and then I start closing the gate behind me. So I'm kind of closing it, pulling the door to, so that he can't come through. And then he's like, okay, well, I'll drop you a text tomorrow. He was like, I'm going back to Germany in a couple of days anyway, so I'll give you a text tomorrow, I'll see what you do, and like, we can hang out or something. I was like, yeah, sounds good. Shut the door. I literally ran through the apartment building, then get in, shut the door, and I'm like, oh. Thank God I had flat shoes on, because how on earth would I have got away from him? So anyway, so that was that. Went to bed, told my flatmate all about it when I got in, didn't think anything else of it. Then the next day, he's texted me about 50 times, he's rang me about 50 times, he was locked out of his mum's house, he couldn't get in, he was back outside my apartment, he sent me a voice note. I wish I still had it because it was pretty funny. It was just a nightmare. So I texted him back saying, hey, had a good night, don't really remember much of it, but you know, thanks. So then he's like, next time I'm back from Germany, it'd be really good to catch up and stuff. And I was like, just going along with it to try and get, you know, end the conversation and sort of like cut it off. And he's like, I'm not sure when it's going to be that I'm coming back from Germany next because I'm actually facing assault charges. So the story was that he was obviously in the army. He had gotten into a drunken bar fight, beaten some guy half to death, and was facing assault charges in Germany from the actual army. So there was a risk of him being kicked out of the army, being obviously put in like army detention centre or like an army jail, I don't know how it works. And he didn't know when he was next coming home. But he wanted to meet me when he came home, so all was good. So as you can imagine, I was like, okay, no problem, block. So I ended the conversation, I was like, yeah, that sounds good, whatever, like we'll meet up next time you're home. And I just blocked his ass because I was like, this is not happening. Never heard from him again, thank God. He didn't have any way to contact me. I'd blocked him on Facebook, I'd removed him from my Instagram. It was just, I just had to ghost him because I had to just get rid of him. It was horrific. And I don't know, like I say, I don't know if it's because he drank too much or if it's because he was genuinely nervous or maybe it was just because he was an absolute freak. But that genuinely put me off using Plenty of Fish for probably about 2 or 3 months. I don't think I went on another date for a while. So hopefully you found this Plenty of Fish nightmare story funny. If you did, give me a thumbs up and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Like I say, the more stories that I'm thinking of now, the more videos that I'm making about these horrific online dating stories, the more memories come back. So I am going to keep doing these. I've got a few in the pipeline that I can think of at the moment that I'm going to try and upload in the next few days. So yeah, like I say, if you've had any horrible Plenty of Fish moments or any awkward dates, drop me a comment in the box below and let me know. If you've got any of these videos on your channel, again, let me know because I like to go and check them out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.